Hello, this is Jerry,
And Jacob,
and we are two unrelated brothers. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, Jacob? How you been?
Hey Jerry, I'm doing good. I've had a little big milestone. I'm finally back at work full time.
Damn, dude, that's been a really long time, and this is all stemming from you ramming your foot in like a metal gate, right?
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know this story, just summarize it real quick. I fell down my stairs. We have a little baby gate to keep our dog downstairs when we're out. My pinky toe hit the thickest part of the gate, and I got a fractured foot out of it. So
Oh, according to the surgeon, it was like a 1 in a million wound he's never seen before.
yeah, the first thing the radiologist said to me when he took me to see the X-ray was, "Never seen a fracture like this." I'm like, "Fantastic!" It's what you want
Damn,
to hear when you go to a doctor.
you're like a Mexican Forrest Gump.
Very much. But no, yeah, I'm still not properly, not 100% healed, but it's good enough for me to walk around and get around to work. So now just doing some physical therapy to hopefully maybe next month start being able to run again.
Cool, man. Cool. I would say I'd run with you, but as you know, haven't been feeling too well,
Hmm.
and yeah, I just don't know if I don't. I'm trying to slowly build back up.
Yeah.
I have a little bike in my garage. I haven't been using it. Just trying to get my rest a little bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been well. Actually, as I told you earlier, I got the Oculus Quest 2, and it's got some games on there that would be considered some really hardcore cardio, man. And that's actually, I'd say, this is a really big step for I think fitness for people who maybe don't like to exercise.
Okay. I guess we'll start off the easy ones then. What games you got on that?
So if anybody doesn't know, this is going to be kind of our weekend gaming. We're just kind of be shooting the shit. So yeah, I got this game called Thrill of the Fight, which is a bona fide boxing game. I have another boxing game on PSVR. It's like the Rocky or the Creed one.
Okay.
But the thing is with the Rocky one, your character has so much stamina, so he can only do so much. Whereas this game, you are 100% going off of your own stamina.
Okay.
So there's no pigeonhole, kind of keeping you from going all out, except for yourself. So you're actually boxing, you're giving it your all, you're pretending you're boxing, and all of this.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, you are. I mean, because you got the headset on. I will say you have to set a guardian barrier so you don't hit a wall or
Right. Of
something,
course.
and you need to be very, very careful. You
Make
don't
sure
want to
no
hit a.
one's saying some passerby.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely don't want to do anything like that.
It's the darndest thing, Your Honor. My wife was just walking next to me and I was playing VR, and she just got in my way, I swear.
And you know what? And if you have someone that's not paying attention or somebody who doesn't really know what it's like to be in a headset, I could imagine like somebody being like, "Oh, okay, he doesn't know I'm there," and
Hmm.
you walking from because you just don't know. You
Yeah.
never worn a headset before, and you see that it has cameras. Oh, maybe he'll see me walk through. No, they will not see you, and you might accidentally get punched.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's so that one's like really fitness
So like,
related.
are you fighting like a computer, or like is it like little like mini games? Like what is it exactly?
So there are mini games. There's like training, I guess you would say, like on a
Yeah.
stationary bag or a speed bag or whatever. So that's like cool. I mean, that could really hone your skill, I would say. I don't know much about real boxing, but
Hmm.
not only that, you're fighting basically a computer,
Okay.
and there's different modes. So that there's there's one mode that's like a normal, that's the most realistic mode, I guess you'd say, and then there's an easy mode where the opponents are weaker. And you still have to. I mean, obviously, you're not feeling yourself getting punched or whatever, but
Right.
you still have to defend your face or your body from those body or face shots.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one, I mean, I'm talking about even you because you go at your own pace, obviously, right? So you
Hmm.
probably have a lot better. Well, I don't know about now, just because you've been out of commission too.
Right.
Um, but so you go as fast as you can do.
Yeah.
Whereas on that PSVR, the Creed one, your character will gas out, and then whenever you go
Hmm.
to punch, he's not doing anything, which kind of really breaks the immersion, I'd say.
Gotcha.
So that one's really cool, real good cardio. Then there's like swords and sorcery and swords,
Hmm.
nomad. So it's like you're a wizard or you got a sword, and I mean, you're cutting people's arms off, you're hitting them with, fire spells and all this stuff. That's pretty cool. Then I actually bought a game twice. I bought it once on VR and I bought it once on
Okay.
Quest. This is the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This one's called, I think, Saints and Sinners Aftershock. So
Okay.
for anybody who doesn't know, you can actually the Quest is like 100% wireless. I would not recommend you playing it with the charging cord because you will rip it out. You'll rip the
Ooh.
socket out of the headset. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's an accident that could totally happen very, very easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's totally wireless, and I will say, surprisingly, on this little headset, the sound is like really good. I bought some headphones for it with the small aux plug, so you don't have like a big wire hanging out. But
Okay.
you don't even need that really. I mean, that's more so if you're just don't want to hear anything from the outside world because there's nothing that goes on your ears. But you can hear the game very well, and you can hear it coming from different directions. I was really surprised. So I have that. I have Onward, which is like a military sim kind of shooter that is co-op. You can play with other people.
Mm.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Like, you got the M4, and I guess you're kind of like American kind of forces.
Right.
And then the last one I want to say I have Gun Club. So that's kind of cool. Like you can shoot different guns and save different guns, and you're kind of like running through almost like that first mission on Modern Warfare.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's like that. You're just shooting at little targets, I guess, with
Yeah.
all kinds of different guns. They have expansion packs, like a DLC, like a Western DLC expansion pack, and all kinds of shotguns and pistols and knives and just whatever, a bunch of stuff. And and I think there might be one more. Yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of it. So I've really been playing Thrill of the Fight. That one's really cool. Oh yeah, Arizona Sunshine. That's like a zombie game that's co-op. I was playing that with my buddy and loyal listener, Baby G. We were playing that. It made me feel
Nice.
kind of sick. Yeah, I was super dehydrated, and it was like I don't know. It just made it's still at times the movement of the headset.
Did you get like motion sickness?
I think that's what it was, but I think it was just due to dehydration. I was probably drinking a little bit more alcohol than I should have been, and not enough water.
That'll do it. It's a dangerous game to play in VR with that.
Yeah, because I've never really gotten motion sickness like this.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while. It's very rare. Like I can watch someone play games without any issue. Now, to be honest, though, I don't think I could watch people play VR games. I think that head bob that's not your head
Yeah.
would just jack you up, I think.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So like what's because I know you have PlayStation VR. I tried that out too for a bit. What do you think is the biggest like advancements when it comes with the Quest compared to the PSVR?
The biggest thing is, well, there's two biggest things. So on the PSVR, you're going off of a camera that's like mounted by your TV.
Okay.
So sometimes if you're not in a big enough space, it's not going to catch your feet. So if it loses sight to the controller or the headset, then your arm just kind of does something crazy, and the game is not really picking up necessarily what you're doing. So I mean, unfortunately, I mean it makes sense, but the graphics aren't as good as the PSVR because you don't have the power of the PS4 and that little CPU box.
Okay.
And the Quest is just literally a standalone wireless thing. It does have cameras, I think 4 or 5 all around on the headset itself. So that's really cool. It still can lose tracking every once in a while, but yeah. So I mean, you're just totally wireless. And then to top this off, you can do an air link from your PC. So if you got a bad enough PC or a badass enough PC, you can play full-fledged VR games via the air, no wire, to the Quest. So I actually recently bought Alex, the Half-Life VR game,
Ooh,
and
very
then
nice.
yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then eventually I would like to upgrade my PC. I have a 1050 graphics card and a Ryzen, I think it's like an R5 1500X. So those are pretty middle, like Some people even say, I mean, that the graphics card isn't too crazy. So I definitely need something a little bit more powerful before I can play something like Fallout 4 VR, which I think would be really, really cool
That would be
to
pretty
do.
fun. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be badass. So I plan on upgrading it, mm, maybe in a couple of months, once I get a little extra money. Um, I don't know if I'm just gonna do the graphics card or the graphics card and the CPU. Probably just the graphics card for now. I feel like the Ryzen 1500X is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is the graphics card. That 1050 really isn't anything too crazy, I'd say.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I want to play Alex. And that leads me to a whole nother thing. I'm actually playing Black Mesa, which you actually turned me on to. I think I'm maybe a third of the way through.
Oh, okay. Then I need to start playing and catch up. Yeah. So for people who don't know, Black Mesa is a fan remake of the original Half-Life. It got Valve's blessing and all that good stuff, and I can see why. I mean, I beat it sometime last year in the summer. I would say like, honestly, I actually might beat it like the peak of like quarantine of the pandemic, so it'll probably be in 2020 sometime. But I remember liking it a lot. And I think for me that was a pretty good test of PC controls. Um, but yeah, after playing that, I am very interested in like, okay, I think I could get into the Half-Life series because that's a series I've never played before.
Yeah, because as I'm pretty sure we said many times before. I mean, we mostly as kids had PS2s and PS3s.
Yeah.
So I never had a PC really until I built, this modest build, which I recently got a new case. I had a huge
It was
case,
huge.
like a $200, $300, or yeah, $200, $300 case I had gotten for free. It was missing some parts, but that's what I had.
Mhm.
And so recently I bought this Corsair. Oh man, it's the 22, like the 220 RGB or whatever. It's a white case. It's very small and it's perfect. It's got, the cool RBG lights and
Mhm.
everything. Nothing too crazy, and it just takes up so little room compared to my other.
Your your old PC case was a fucking unit, man.
Yeah, I had like 10 fans for no reason. Like I said, I don't need 10 fans. I don't have a crazy, I don't have a 3090 graphics card, like a $4,000 PC build. I don't have any of that. So I didn't need that at all.
Right.
Maybe if I do go that crazy, I can. And to be honest, I can still add another 3 fans to this case. As small as it is, I could still do that.
Okay.
Um, which I'm thinking about adding one more in the back just to get the airflow going through the entire case.
Gotcha.
But I will say I think it does a good job of getting air out of the case because whenever I'm doing something for quite a while, it does get hot because I've been I've been putting turning some of our podcasts into just videos with our cover on, and so whenever it's editing or whatever, making that
Mhm.
video, it warms up this room a little bit. So that's another thing. Everybody, you can now check out our videos on YouTube under YouTube channel J&J Productions. The J's are capital, the A and is capital, and the P in Productions is capital. It's very hard
Shameless
to
plug.
find. Shameless. Well, I mean, we gotta get our sponsor though. Um, and we'll just be our own sponsors for the time being.
Yeah, we'll get it
Uh,
done.
yeah, so that it actually wasn't really that hard to do.
Mhm.
And then also a cool thing that I did recently is I got a brand new network card because I know as the viewers you don't know this, but I know Jacob's very aware and probably has been very frustrated here lately. My internet would just cut out, boom, and I'd be talking, and then Jacob would be like, "I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on,"
Mhm.
and then we'd have to end the call and rejoin it, and then totally. Yeah, just kill the vibe. So hopefully it's been doing a lot. I mean, it seems like it's been doing a lot better. I've actually been connecting to the internet where
Mhm.
before I'd have like DNS errors or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the router's downstairs. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully this is better. We'll see.
No, yeah, I haven't noticed any issues. It was crazy because for a while, we didn't have any issues. I know like the first couple episodes that was an issue, and then we had a streak of maybe 5 or 6 recordings and like no issues. And then when
Well,
we were
because I went
doing,
out and I bought a new router. I bought like a Nighthawk fucking crazy gaming router just to
yeah,
stop this from happening.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was the card because yeah. So I mean, the knock on wood, right now it's doing fine. I mean, like I said, for me it was a little frustrating. Yeah, but you're the one going through it, so I'm sure it's double for you.
So the editing isn't that bad as long as you come back and you restart the next segment with an area with wording that can be spliced into
Mm,
the previous section, then it's not really that bad. So I think I did a pretty good job of editing this Tier 3 one, because that's where we had a lot. I mean, because it's a shorter episode, just because there unfortunately, I just Fear 3 kind of let me down in the fact that it was very short and didn't have that much content to really go over, especially compared to the third or the second one. It's kind of a letdown. I'd say it's still very fun, especially the fucking run sections and whatnot. But
yeah. Yeah, like
but yeah,
spoiler alert, yeah, we recorded that, we played it already. That's one of the games we played this past week.
yeah.
To summarize that episode, we were let down by the campaign, but co-op mode, it that memory I have of it is well deserved.
Yeah, it's a saving grace, I'd say. For sure.
Definitely. Especially back then, because I mean, well, it's still now, but like that was during the phase where like games were starting to stop having like local multiplayer split screen.
Yeah, and I think this one still it has a split. It has a local split screen on the PS3.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, because
yeah,
that's how we played it. Because we didn't have 2 copies.
I thought we had two copies because I thought we played the story mode away from each other, but then we played the co-op games together at your house.
Maybe that could be it. I don't remember a lot of the details, but I could see that.
Yeah. Um, and also, unfortunately, I still have not beaten the PS5 or 4 revamps of GTA 3. I still haven't even beaten GTA 3. Um,
What about Vice City and San Andreas? Yeah, I totally freaking forgot you got the definitive edition of GTA.
no, I haven't. Well, because I wanted to beat 3, then Vice City, then San Andreas.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't yet. So I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I need to beat it now that I say that. I need to beat it because when the games I've had for even longer that I needed to beat, then I'm usually on top of the series is Far Cry. I finally beat Far Cry 6. Um, and I was
How?
and I how is it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. How is it? Because I've heard mixed things on it.
It's more of the same. If you enjoyed Far Cry 5, if you enjoyed Far Cry 4,
Hmm.
you're gonna enjoy this one. Yeah, it's just more of the same, and I guess that's why I wasn't in a rush to beat it. You know,
Okay, you think it's finally like wearing thin on you?
kind of. And I would say, I mean, Voz was always seen as like the number
Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah. Are we getting into spoilers here?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no spoilers.
Okay, making sure. Making
Just
sure.
very general. I thought I was cutting out again. I was, I was
Oh
freaking.
no, no, I was just saying like usually when we discuss spoilers, it's like old ass games, so it doesn't matter. Here though, it's like it's still pretty recent. Just making sure.
No, 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 no. I'm just gonna say something very quick about because
Okay.
if you've played 4, 5, Primal, none of those antagonists have really hit the legendary status that Voz has.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm really gonna say is, I was like super hyped because Juan Carlo Esposito, the guy who plays Gus from Breaking Bad, he's the antagonist. I was expecting
Oh yeah.
great things. He wasn't a bad antagonist, but it's just uh I don't there's an interesting dynamic between him and his son, I'll say that
Hmm.
much. But he I just don't know how they're gonna get back to that like Voz level of antagonist.
Yeah, that's kind of unfair to them because it's like, oh, how you're suffering from like having such an iconic villain, but it's just unfortunate that's how it happened.
Yeah. I mean, but it was still a fun game. Like I said, I
Mhm.
beat it. There's some cool side quests. Are called Yara, yeah, like Yaran stories. Because the country's called Yara. It's kind of like a version of Cuba, I guess I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's got cool little stories. I'd like to see some alien stuff in there. I mean, that would be cool.
Oh,
I just love seeing alien stuff. Like Far Cry 5, I think, had like multi-dimensional kind of alien stuff in there.
okay.
Um, and I can say this: there was some. It's actually a prequel to Far Cry 3, but it seems to take place because I mean, canonically, Far Cry 5 would have to be kind of like the last one after or before before the twin one, the Far Cry 5 DLC, where there's those two twins, right? Because that takes
Yeah,
place
yeah,
after
yeah.
the apocalypse, I guess I'd say.
Mhm.
Well, in Far Cry 6, you can find those little flowers that kind of do that mind control shit.
Yeah.
So it takes place in the same era as Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 5, surprisingly enough. Also, the dog from Far Cry 5 shows up in Far Cry 6.
Huh.
The dog Boomer. He's actually comes over through a shipping container.
Uh,
Yeah, because they get like weapon shipments from Montana. Funny enough, so that means
yeah.
that whatever was going on in Far Cry 5 had been happening for a very long time.
Okay.
Because Far Cry 5 is technically the last modern one, and then you got Far Cry 3, happens before that. You
Hmm.
got these flowers that are taking place even before Far Cry 3. So that means it's got to be like multiple years that whatever's been going on in Montana had been going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like how they well, I haven't played all of them, but I do know like of how they always try to keep them uh connected. I don't know. I guess sometimes it works well, and other times it kind of feels like, oh, we just got to throw in a reference just for the sake of it.
Yeah, and a disappointing thing is, the CIA agent's been in the game since Far Cry 3. I don't know if you remember him.
I
You
remember
know
him.
him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because he was in the fourth one too.
Yeah, so he's in 4 and he's even in 5
Hmm.
with that hilarious where he's talking to Trump. He's like, "Yes, I love your taco salads, whatever those stupid
Yeah,
bullshit."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I didn't see him. Maybe he's like a yarn story that I haven't found or whatever.
Hmm.
Because there's some cool stuff. There's like little treasures and stuff, and some of like there's one of the treasure hunts where you go to a like a quote unquote haunted castle. That's all just kind of trickery. Um, I guess like mechanical trickery, and you find kind of a treasure. So I mean, there's like a bunch of little cool kind of things. There's even I guess one of uh the people that you're trying to find, he's hiding out in a cemetery he's using fog machines and a loudspeaker, and he's going, "Oh, I'm a ghost." Yeah, yeah. So that kind of cracked me up.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, so I finally beat that, and like I said, I'm just working on the extra stuff. But I really would like to beat GTA 3 because I've never beaten them. I've only beaten 4 and 5 and the DLCs. Um, so I definitely would like to
Yeah.
beat the OG ones.
Yeah, I think it's pretty great. I think I'm pretty sure a lot of people are with you because yeah, I've never been. We might have been three. I can't say that for sure, but I know I haven't been Vice City and haven't been San Andreas. I don't know if it's just because it got to a point where I didn't want to play anymore because other games came out for me, or it was just too little and I wasn't like good enough to get past certain missions. But yeah, I think like the first one I know for a fact I beat was GTA 4.
Okay, yeah, and that one was it was dark, but it was good. And I felt like I didn't rely so much on cheat codes because that was the best thing about GTA 3, Vice City, San
Yes.
Andreas is you're spawning all these things. In 4, I didn't really ever use cheat codes because I don't even think. Well, I think they came
They're on the
outdated.
phone.
Yeah.
You gotta call a number
Um,
or something.
yeah. So I don't even, and then I don't even think I even touched the cheat codes on GTA 5 until after I beat the game.
Yeah, same. Probably because it got a little easier.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Well,
the old ones are like the Wild West, basically.
yeah, and the cheat codes were totally watered down. There's very little, like there's no, like there's an infinite life mode or God mode that lasts for like
Yeah.
5 minutes, and
Hmm.
that's really it, I guess. Um, but yeah, so I've rambled on now for like 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, you're good.
Have you done anything cool as far as gaming or media? You mean even books?
As of right now, yeah, as far as gaming, I haven't really done much in there besides, like you said, with Fear, and that, like I said, that was fun going back there. At the very least, even if we were disappointed with the game itself, I'm pretty sure now if we just want to play like a quick co-op game, it's gonna be that. So we at least got that out of it. Really, me just looking at games to see like there's been anything new popping up soon. I haven't really read many books lately. I'm trying to change that. Gonna watch a Dune again pretty soon, so I'm excited about that. I saw it in theaters when it first came out.
How did you like that?
I
Sorry, I
really
took a
like.
bite.
I really. It's good. I really liked it. Like I heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm like, I was a little worried, like, oh, it may not live to the hype. Uh, Watched it with Alyssa, my girlfriend, and it was pretty slow at first. There's a lot of lore to go over, a lot of world building. Excuse me, I need some water. And but I mean, it was interesting. I was invested, and then like about halfway through, I'd say it picks up, and uh, a lot more going on. And it was just like by the end of it, I'm like, oh god damn it, I want the second part already.
So sorry, it's just I'm chewing like a protein bar. You know how those things are. This one's
Yeah, it
actually
takes
pretty
like 10
good.
minutes.
Yeah, this one's called Outright, and it's peanut butter and jelly flavor. It's
Mm.
actually very, very delicious. Not chalky, just dense. Uh,
I'm gonna do a controversial opinion here. I'm not a big fan of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
what?
I'm sorry, I prefer just regular peanut butter sandwiches. The jelly is unnecessary to me.
All right, let me just put in a note to the editor. Put in a little sound scratch
You are the
noise.
editor.
Okay, well in that
Keep,
case, it's
keep,
probably not going to get done.
keep it. Put a beep over it. Just
Yeah,
like a long 30-second beep.
yeah, yeah. I am. Yeah,
Might as well just talk about politics at this point.
I know.
That's
Shit.
controversial.
Might as well start talking about religion too. Jesus,
I know everyone
man.
else is like, this is drives up the views, Jerry. They'll be like, this motherfucker don't like us. What else does he think?
I know. You're gonna be the new. You're gonna be like the Mexican Ben Shapiro. Unpopular opinions.
Bean, Bean Shapiro.
Yeah. You're gonna be Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, there you go. Let's say shit we were talking about. Oh yeah, Dune. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's from the same director of like a bunch of other films I like, Blade Runner 2049, Sicario. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and yeah, it definitely is another, for me at least, another notch into his belt, under his belt.
See, whenever you said that, I never watched Blade Runner 2049.
Hmm.
I watched the original. That one was very slow, and you were telling me 2049 is good, but it's also kind of slow.
Yeah.
You also said Dune, like you said, is slow for the first half. Um, yeah, I love the Sicario series. Though. It's one that I've definitely seen the first two, and I'm hyped for the third one. Hopefully, they
Oh,
do
maybe the third
release
one?
it. I believe so. Have you seen the second one?
I haven't. I heard it's good, just not as good as the first one, so I'm just need to get over that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's they definitely leave room for a third one in a kind of an interesting way.
Does the third one still have Benicio del Toro?
Now, so this is all speculation, so I can't really say who will and won't be in it. But
Okay.
I heard fuck, what's the lady's name that was in the first one?
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Yes, Emily Blunt. I heard will be in this one, but this is all very early stage speculation, I believe.
Okay, okay.
So I hopefully Benicio del Toro will be in there because he made the movies really.
Yeah, that's like if he was in the second one, I'd probably have no interest even giving it a shot. He definitely stole the show in the first one. And they
Yeah,
all did
yeah,
great, mind you. I'm not talking shit about anyone, but obviously he's the highlight.
Yeah, he's definitely in the second one. He plays a pretty major role. Emily Blunt's not actually in the second one.
Yeah, it's just him and Josh Brolin are the main ones from the first one, right?
Yeah, pretty much. No, sorry, I'm chewing.
You good, man? You good?
But yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Definitely I'm definitely sad. Just all the kind of war and stuff that is going on in some areas of Mexico. And I know it's not everywhere, but just the fact that it's going on anywhere in this world, still is sad.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. And like, I'm not gonna act like I'm super in touch with like Homeland or nothing. Like I was born here in Texas, big area. Good luck trying to find me. But uh, yeah, like having visited there, it's crazy. Like I just never thought about it. You're little, you just don't think about kind of stuff. You're just thinking like, shit, this could have been happening like across the street for me, and I wouldn't have known. So yeah, it's sad seeing that. Like knowing like my family I have down there could be experiencing it. It sucks. Like usually when I see movies like that, it doesn't really bother me. But naturally, when it's like placed in Mexico, it's like, oof, that stings a bit.
Yeah, so I've been to Mexico many, many years ago, but my girlfriend's family is actually from Mexico, and yeah, they make it seem like it's just this wonderland. So you talk to some people and it's like, oh, it's totally fine. You talk to other people and it's like a war zone. So it's kind of scary because I mean, I guess I trust my girlfriend's family more so because their roots are more closely tied to Mexico. I'm
Right.
also Mexican, but I'm not, very close at all. I'm mixed, so I'm not like,
Hmm.
well, I am closer to that culture, and that's the Mexican side of my family. I'm not like super, I'm not keeping up with the news of what's going on in Mexico.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know how we got off on this tangent. This is,
I mean, we're talking about Sicario. That makes sense. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
fair.
that is fair. That is fair. But yeah. So anyway,
It's all good.
uh, yeah, that movie was a good one. And then I saw another one that actually has to do with kind of like uh, kind of that whole situation called Tigers Are Not Afraid, I believe. And
Hmm.
it's actually a story of little kids, and it's by Shudder. So if anybody doesn't know, Shudder is kind of like Netflix but for horror movies,
Yeah.
horror movies.
Still, ooh.
Yes, yes. And it follows these little kids that are kind of in the slums of Mexico. Their parents have been kidnapped or human trafficked, and this little girl, her mom has now been murdered and killed, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's
It
just sad.
sounds sad.
Yeah, I watched that I don't know, probably about 4 days ago. It was a pretty good one. It was in Spanish.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, it was funny because I know like very little Spanish, but I still know enough to know that the translations, like the subtitles,
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
matching exactly what they were saying. So it's kind of weird how they repurpose what these kids might be saying just because it might sound better or
Yeah.
to like American audiences.
Yeah, that's funny. That's exactly what I think whenever I watch a Spanish film. Like especially we were watching Narcos, me and Alyssa, and I'm not fluent in it, but I know enough. I can have a conversation in it. So hearing what they're saying, especially when it was in Mexico, since the lingo and the slang I'm more familiar with
Hmm.
than that of Colombia. Um, they were saying these things. Like that's not. No, that's not right. That is not at all what that means. Like it's the same basic message. They didn't like fuck it up, but it's like that's a. I wonder if that was on purpose, or they just I don't know if it's like actual people doing it, or should they just put it through an AI and it just came out that way.
It's kind of just like a softening of the language, like somebody saying, like somebody says, um, wonderful, and then the translation comes out good. Like it
Yeah,
means generally the same thing, but it's maybe a different level of those words, I guess.
yeah. It's kind of like a literal. A lot of time it's like a literal translation, which is technically right, obviously. But if you know the language, then you know like in this context it means something different.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm. No, yeah, I always think that too. Watching films like that. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, excited
Um,
about that. Yeah, right now just going through a slump in gaming. Nothing bad. Just, I mean, I damn COVID, man. It's slowed down a lot of progress on games. So, we're still it's getting there. Like waiting for Horizon, obviously, and the new God of War. But who knows how long that'll be?
That's gonna be God of War Ragnarok.
Yes, if anything, actually, I think this might be till next year. Sadly.
Okay, so did you hear about? I mean, because there actually was a big announcement, believe it or not. PSVR 2 was announced, I think, maybe a week or so ago.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so they're actually coming out with a Horizon Zero Dawn VR game. I think it's called Forbidden West. Check that out if I was you. You might enjoy it.
Oh yeah. I think it's just a VR version of it, that one, because I know Forbidden West is like the next one coming up.
Maybe I
Oh,
fucked
not
up. Maybe it's got a different name. I don't know.
no. I get you. Yeah, I think it's Forbidden West was just the sequel, but maybe it's like a different version of it. I can see that. On that topic though, apparently because it's still freaking hard as hell to get a PS5.
Yeah.
I didn't. The according to this rumor, I guess the reasoning may be off, but they're planning to still apparently ramp up the production of PS4s a bit due to the lack of PS5s.
I mean,
Like apparently they're gonna make like another million, but again, that could just been like, oh, we're gonna continue making it anyway. But would you say this is the reason why? Just kind of help us out.
I mean, while that is cool, you're not going to fix the fact that not a lot of people have a PS5 by making
Yeah,
more PS4s. I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it's like you're not.
yeah, but I think it's more too like I want to play those games, and I'm just not gonna be able to.
Yeah.
But those two games are gonna be coming out for the PS4. And the
Oh,
one thing I
cool.
was kind of worried about, yeah, is that I think that's the big reason why. And well, obviously, a lot of people then fear like, oh, because of that, it's gonna be held back, by the last gen. But apparently, I'm not gonna pretend to know the innards of these systems either. But apparently, they have different like chips and stuff. So whatever it is for the PS4, it's not gonna affect the production of the PS5 version.
Okay.
Because that's what I was worried about too. Like, oh, when I finally upgrade, I want it to be different. So that won't be an issue.
I will say, luckily, we're so early on in the production of PS5 that a lot of the games don't look too much different. Like I'm playing Far Cry 6, and I'm actually getting a little frustrated because the game's getting real choppy. You're getting like those breakaway those lines, like when the hertz or whatever doesn't match what's coming out of the console or whatever.
Right.
And then a little bit of stuttering, frame stuttering, and I'm like, dude, this looks like a PS4 game. Why are you struggling?
Yeah. No,
You know,
I noticed that too when I was able to play it for a bit. Like it looked good, don't get me wrong, but it's like if you told this was like surprise and you unveiled it was a PS4, I'd be like, oh okay, that's not shocking.
yeah, it's. I mean, to be honest, the biggest thing I've seen is the controllers, the way the feedback is on the triggers and the
I
vibration is like
Yeah, I
better.
noticed that.
But other than that, I mean, the graphics are still similar, which I mean, I think it's gonna be the same for because the PS4 was like that for a while. There weren't any.
Yeah.
There were some games that looked like a high level PS3 games for quite a while, and then eventually they
hmm
kind of took a step up and became way better, I'd
Yeah, I
say.
remember. Yeah, I remember like our measuring stick was always for the longest time MGS4.
Yep.
And we're like, oh, this still doesn't look as good as that. This still looks like a PS4 game. Now, obviously, it's like, okay, it's finally aged, but it took forever to get to that point.
Yeah, even now it's still like a good looking game. I mean, a great looking game, really.
hmm Like now, the worst thing to say about it is just a little smooth. You can't see like the wrinkles and stuff like that. But again, that's at this point what, a 13, 14-year-old game? Jesus,
God, that's old as shit.
I know it's insane, but it still looks good. There's not a lot of PS3 games that can say that.
Yeah,
Like the first Red Dead, that that's not terrible, but it's like, oh yeah, I could definitely tell this is aged.
yeah, GTA 4 as well. Not only
Mhm.
that, but the tightness of the controls are also a dead giveaway of how old something might be.
Oh,
you know
oh
what I-
yeah, for sure. Yeah, PS2 games are fucking hard to play nowadays,
yeah, they just fly all over the place. Um,
especially FPSs.
well, excuse me, I was taking a drink. Um, Another thing, man, I gotta get this off my chest. It's frustrated me. So I'm a big proponent of getting used technological like goods, right? I mean, what's the
Right.
point of paying $100 for something? You can get something that looks, just slightly used for $40 off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have the G502 Hero mouse, and it's wired. So
Mhm.
I really like the style of this mouse. It's one of my favorite mouses I have. So I went ahead and I bought the Lightspeed, which is about $100. So I bought it used and got it for about $40. I was a dumbass. I didn't read that I didn't have the dongle.
Uh,
So essentially, I bought another wired mouse.
oh no.
But so you can actually buy the dongle from eBay. So okay,
Okay.
cool. Went and I bought the dongle from eBay. Now it's shipping all the way from China, which I don't necessarily like. But so it flew into the U.S. through New Jersey.
Okay.
Then, excuse me, I was drinking carbonated water, so I'm a little gassy. But so then it flew into Texas. Guess where it came in?
Like where in Texas?
Well, no, okay, never mind. Don't guess where, because that would give away where I live.
Uh,
Anyway, so it flew in. It
not
came
close.
into no, it came into exactly the city I live in.
Hmm.
Then
Oh
guess.
no, don't tell me.
Then it went to all the way about 300 miles north west of where I live,
Jesus
to a
Christ.
sorting center in a big city in Texas, northwest of where I live. And then guess what? Where it went? Guess where it came back to today? Where I live.
But I was gonna say, okay. Oh no, what the hell? I've seen something like that before. That's
Like, yeah,
why?
I don't understand it.
That makes no sense. I think that's happened to me before, but not like hundreds of miles. Like at worst, like oh, I went to the neighboring city. Like that's annoying. Not freaking like, oh, you gotta take a plane there.
No, this went all like 300 miles northwest of where I live, just to come
Jeez,
back.
good Lord Almighty.
So yeah, I'm just trying to step up my game, man. I'm getting more like RGB shit. Like I'm trying to get that wireless mouse up and
Yeah.
going. And then I'd like to get a new keyboard because and I don't even really play with mouse and keyboard, so this is kind of just. But I want the RGB shit to match, as
No, I get
dumb as
that.
that sounds.
I get you.
Um, and because I got two different brands, so my mouse is a Logitech, which is like a legit big brand, and then my
Yeah.
keyboard is from a company called Caliber Gaming. It's the HVER Caliber Gaming um, keyboard, which is like a budget. I mean, brand. It served me well. I mean, I'm not like a professional. I don't know. Like I don't know like the clicky or what like people are like, oh, these are the MX cherries or these are the MX brown like I don't fucking know any of that. I
Yeah.
don't know what this is. I just know that it's done exactly what I needed it to do. But I'd
Hmm.
like to get a Logitech keyboard now. Dude, Logitech keyboards are like $100, $200.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
crazy. Yeah. Super expensive.
Does it suck your dick? What the fuck?
I- Probably not, but yeah, so I'll probably
It
I don't
might be
know.
worth it, but
Yeah, so I might buy that used too. But I don't know. I just because the mouse is kind of like a little scratched up, and I had to like clean it with alcohol. There's
hmm.
like I don't want to say gunk because that just is like a negative connotation, but you could tell there was like I don't know, some residue.
I was gonna say some kind of build up.
Yeah, so I even that sounds gross. But so I cleaned it off. I charged it up. I even bought like little stick tape, kind of like a keyboard, like a skateboard, so like it can like your fingers can stick to it. I mean, I went all out, so hopefully this when this dongle comes, it will it'll be pretty much just like have a wireless version of the mouse I have now, which hopefully it should because they're both G502s. One's just the Hero and one's just the Lightspeed. So
Okay, yeah, hopefully so. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you get that soon. God, I'm laughing at you now for that shipping incident, but if it happened to me, I'd be pretty pissed too.
yeah, and the thing is, I bought a couple of mice, trying to just get something similar because the wired kind of thing, just gets caught and
Yeah,
it's not so fluid. So I actually bought another wireless mouse, which I'm going to give to you. Hopefully next time I see you. It's like a Red Dragon mouse. It's RGB. I mean, it looks cool. It doesn't have the same feel as the mouse I'm used to. So I don't know. Hopefully
gotcha.
hopefully you'll like it more. Do you have a wireless mouse or a wired mouse?
It's wireless. It's just one of those that you just have to charge every once in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know. You might not like it. I thought you had a wired mouse on.
I mean, it's fine. I've always good to have a backup one in case something happens to this one.
Was that like a gaming mouse? Like you can change the DPI and all that stuff?
It's not like super crazy, but it's got some like I guess different settings. Like I said, I'm not much of a PC person, so I'm not gonna. It's got some buttons on there. I don't know what it does exactly. The only one I know for a fact is the one that changes the mouse sensitivity.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this one's got like supposedly like it can be really sensitive or not really sensitive. It can go anywhere in between.
Yeah. And speaking of sensitivity, I know you've been having issues with this. Kind of go way back. Kind of near the beginning for this. You said one of your main issues with Black Mesa was the sensitivity.
Yeah, so I know a lot of PC people are gonna hate this, but I'm playing with an Xbox 360 controller.
I hate
Um,
that, and I'm not even a PC person.
no, yeah, well, I don't like. I've been playing controllers my whole entire life, so it's
Right.
like it's really hard
Same.
to get used to. And I'll play Arma too, and I'll play with the mouse and keyboard. There's
Hmm.
certain games that you kind of have to play with the mouse and keyboard because controller
Right.
support is just trash.
Yeah.
Um, Not only that, I mean, you get a better degree of aiming when you're using a mouse, obviously,
Hmm. For
because
sure.
your whole hand's controlling something opposed to just your thumb.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so I put the sensitivity for my controller for the analog sticks at a point 0.5, and that's the lowest it can go. And even still,
Hmm.
the shooting is trash. Uh, I mean, it's still a great game. It's just like whenever I get into a situation where I really gotta aim, I
Hmm.
hop over to the mouse and keyboard and use that instead.
That's surprising. I always thought it'd be me who'd struggle more with the mouse and keyboard because I played the whole campaign with mouse keyboard. I really didn't have a problem.
Yeah, it's just me. It's just stubbornness, I guess. I know the only way to maybe get better. I think I need a bigger mouse pad, maybe. I don't know,
Maybe.
'cause I got that Kensington one with it's kind of little and it's got like a little rest for your wrist,
Hmm.
So I really enjoyed having that little bump. Uh, so I don't know that, and I think it's also the position. I think I need to get my chair positioning just right so I can like prop my elbows up, and I don't know. I think it's a whole ergonomics issue, I believe.
You gotta do the whole thing where you gotta like lean back and like put your arms outstretched and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I
Just look
just
like
I
that, look like that guy from the World of Warcraft episode from South Park.
don't. Have you seen the guy that did the cosplay? That looks
Oh, it's
like him.
fantastic. Spitting image of him. Good for him.
I mean, yeah, I
I mean, hey,
guess.
you gotta work with it, You have some fun with it.
Yeah, you got to work with what you were given.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy. Wow. So damn, now I gotta play it again, see if I've gotten any better at it. Because like I said, that was probably the first major game I played with mouse keyboard when I
mm,
first got my PC. Um, and my biggest thing I always struggle with is like I sometimes instead of like going for the control, but I don't remember the positioning of like the control shift and alt buttons. That's usually what screws me over in games. So it's like, oh, I need a crouch. Oh, I need this is flashlight or something like that's what gets me going.
well,
Because
there's
like
also
I can't like reach the button sometimes, or like I click the wrong one. It's like, oh, well, I'm fucked.
so many buttons. Like, sometimes you forget. Okay, yeah, Z does this, G does something else, T does, and it's like, what the fuck?
It's kind of back to that whole thing we were talking about with like the older games where like X is jump in this game, X is shoot in this one.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just kind
Well,
of
the good thing with
frustrating
this,
to
you can
me.
like bind it at least. Well, most games, I should say.
Yeah, that
It's
is
a, it's
true.
yeah, it's a process. I'm joking when I was like judging you with it, but like it. I mean, I remember it too. Like even something like simple, like or less hard, I'd say with that, like Dead Space, that took me like a couple hours to finally like get a decent hang of it, just because I'm just so used to playing games with a controller.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I just, yeah, it's just been a tough transition for me. Um, I also we were talking well probably about a week or two ago, and I know you got a new game that I also got like a card trading game.
Right,
Uh,
right. It was Inscription.
so have you played that any?
I haven't yet. That's what I was kind of waiting for to see, like, when I could get into that. Because I was just, I don't know. Like, I have, it's one of those things like every gamer has, like, oh, I have nothing to play, and then you look at your library, you have like 80 games. It's just more of like, I don't know which one to tackle first.
Yeah, that's very true and unfortunate. But I think it's something that everybody struggles with, really.
I
So
do want to try it soon because I've heard very good things about it. I've seen some gameplay. I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting.
I actually watched the whole story
Mhm.
because I'm a dumbass.
We were gonna begin review it, Jerry.
I know, but this was
That's
like
fine. We can come
before I
in from
bought it.
different viewpoints now.
Well, no, so I'm gonna play it too because I have it as well.
Right.
It's just it's like one of those YouTube rabbit holes. Like I fell asleep watching
Yeah.
game reviews and I woke up in the middle of it and Inscription was being reviewed, so I just kind of stayed up listening to it.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first level of it just to like get a gauge on what it is, and then after that, I'm like, all right, I think I'm interested in this.
So as far as gaming, is there anything else you've really been into lately, or
Like I said, mostly a rut, but I'm sure too. Like, what will help? This and the blessing of this too. We would talk about too, like what we can end up playing next, and then that can give me some motivation to get back into maybe some old games I haven't played in a while, or
Mhm.
maybe some old ones that I've just never played. Like I said, maybe this like okay, I'll finally get into Inscription next. Since you're playing Black Mesa, I'll most definitely get back into that just to see if, from what I remember, if I've gotten better or worse with the controls. Yeah, I think it's just because of everything that's been happening, just not a lot of, at least for me, not too much exciting games coming out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be me. What about for you?
As far as exciting games coming out, I I can't really think of any that are coming out like here soon.
Hmm.
So one thing that I will say, it's not a game, it's more of a glorified demo that really showed off the power of the PS5. That was really cool that I saw was
Hmm.
that Matrix Unreal
Oh
Engine
yeah.
5. Yeah, so that's like the first time I feel like I was like, okay, this is PS5. I mean, that's the first time I've really seen it because all the games I've played haven't really had that thing that separated them too much from the PS4 because I have Call of Duty, Cold War. I have Far Cry 6, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Maneater. Like nothing.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, Spider-Man's probably the best looking out of all of them. And to be honest, I guess I have noticed the ray tracing, but I feel like the PS4 at least had some kind of fake version of it that looked pretty good. So
Right.
I, uh, so yeah, so seeing that Matrix one was the first one. I was like, oh shit, this looks fucking crazy different.
Yeah, it looked that was when it was just like, holy crap, this is the future. Oh, I totally that freaking remind. As soon as you said that too, I forgot. Yeah, I recently showed Alyssa the Matrix trilogy, the original.
How was that? How'd she enjoy that?
Um, really enjoyed the first one. That one stood the test of time. I think a couple things have aged, but not bad. Second one we did not like. We thought it was bad. The third one was not good either, but not as bad. So it's like we're glad we watched it. Like I said, at least for the first one. I haven't gotten around to the newest one.
Okay, yeah, I've been seeing the newest one on HBO. I just haven't tried to watch it. I don't know.
The
I
trailers made
see
it
it.
look good, and then when I hear like reviews though of it, it's like,
Yeah.
they could tell what they were like. I felt this was gonna happen too because it seems like it was gonna be very meta with itself,
Mhm.
which I like. That's fine. I feel like in this day and age, that's what the Matrix has to be. But then I also thought too, like that means it's either gonna be like really, really good or it's gonna be really disappointing. And it seems so far, most people have found it disappointing.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen too. So I just,
Like, yeah, I'll watch it eventually, but not dying to see it.
yeah, hearing that, I'm not like really in a rush. So I mean,
Hmm.
I guess that's why I'm in a rush. I just haven't heard like, I just heard it's me. So why am I going to be in a rush to see it?
Yeah.
When there's so many other things that I can go watch. Like
Go watch
I
Dune.
recently I watched Encanto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that Disney movie. Freaking great. Really enjoyed it. My girlfriend actually put it on. I'm not really like a big Disney person, so I was like, ugh, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, same.
But sorry, and there was a lot of singing in it too, and I still surprisingly enjoyed it. So I mean, it was good.
That's nice.
It actually brought me back to kind of like when I was a kid. And to be honest, there's been a few Disney movies that have been doing that lately. So I know we're all over the place, but this is the episode to be all over the place. I'd say
That would be the title right there.
the all over the place episode.
And,
Yeah.
and then we'll just, this is what we'll call these like weekend reviews, all over the place, part one, part two, and there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it the movies that kind of brought me back were some of the I guess the remakes of like old Disney movies, like Beauty and the Beast. The
Hmm.
live action I actually really enjoyed. It was really really good.
That's surprising. I think
Uh,
you're in the minority there.
really, Beauty
Not a
and the
lot of
Beast.
people, not a lot. Well, I think just in general, a lot of people don't like the live action remakes of them.
Really, not even the
Just a
Aladdin.
it's a general consensus. Like not everyone. I like there are some where people say like it's shit, but for the most part, people just think like I guess because it's like compared to the original, you can't really top it.
I mean, I guess. I mean, but it's kind of interesting. Like, I could get why people don't like the Lion King. I did not like the Lion King. But
Hmm.
that's because in the Lion King, those animals are all very stylized and made to look a certain way. Like,
Right.
like they're making Scar look evil and almost like a lion version of Jafar.
We'll say they can emote.
Yeah, they can emote. I mean, you can make a warthog look cute. Well, in real life, warthogs are fucking ugly. They are ugly as fuck. That and I do not like Seth Rogen. The older he gets, I feel like the worse he gets. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, it's kind of sad how like he used to be like one of my favorite actors, and now it's just like I kind of don't want to see anything that he's in.
Yeah. I don't have any interest. The last funny movie he made was the one where they go to North Korea. The interview.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. And, like the last like one I really liked was This Is the End. I think it's. I mean, we watched that together. We were surprised how good that was. We thought it was gonna be meh.
Yeah. It's been a really long time since I've seen that.
But
Classic.
like, yeah, it's a classic. That and Pineapple Express. That's probably one of my
Oh,
favorite comedy movies.
that's a real classic. Bona fide.
Hmm. Well, super bad. I mean, he was a minor character, but still.
Yes. That's a classic as well.
That's
I
what I'm
actually
saying. Like,
saw
it's
that in
sad
theater.
seeing that fall.
Yeah. I actually saw that in theater. Super bad.
Really? Wow. I don't remember when I saw it. I think I saw it on DVD. Jesus, that's old saying that.
Yeah. Well, we are. Shit, we're 28 now. We're.
Yeah, that came out when I think we were graduating high school, so that was kind of a perfect timing too.
I think before. I think we might have been like
It was like a year or two before. It was
sophomores.
close. It was close though.
Yeah. I want to say maybe 16ish.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sure.
I just thought about something recently, and I hate myself for thinking about it.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say.
Probably our 10-year
Oh,
reunion for high school is like this year.
yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. I thought about that too, and I hate it.
I don't like it.
I hate it.
I don't like it, Jacob.
It's like I said. I mean, I mentioned it too in the last episode we recorded. Freaking, it's almost close to like 10 years to the date where we last played Fear 3 that night. It was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
such a it's a mind fuck. Like it's happening already.
Yeah, I just feel like old and
Just out of touch.
yeah, because I will say
I'm in the demographic still. Why do I feel so old?
Well, I mean, I'll like see TikTok shit or something like Evelyn. I would say is definitely more with it than I am, and I'll
Oh
just see
God,
some of the
same with
stuff she
Alyssa.
watches, and I'm just like, this is retarded. Like, why are you watching this?
But
Oh, it's
that's the
so
thing. Now we can't say that anymore. Like what? What's happening?
yeah. I just
Yeah, no, I feel the same thing. Like, oh, that's stupid. In my mind, it's like, oh yeah, that's stupid. But then in the back, it's like, or are you out of
old.
touch? Are you out of touch now? Is this happening now?
Like, is this how adults felt when we were kids? Like,
Yeah, is this like what older people saw when they saw like Vines? Because Vines are the shit for us. But like
yeah.
maybe for the generation before was just like, oh, this is stupid. It's like, oh God, I don't want to think about that happening.
But it is though. You can't be mad because it's fucking stupid.
There are some things on there that are dumb. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say there was some stuff on there that made me laugh. So
Okay, yeah, yeah. There's definitely I like going through the creepy TikTok rabbit hole. That's a classic. I love it. I also like the recipe TikTok. That's pretty good. But a lot of other things are fucking
I'll say this: there's good stuff on there. Maybe it's just in general, this is like the rule of thumb. But like the trending stuff is the stuff that's like, that's fucking stupid.
yeah. There's like I don't know, like the same five songs are being used on every TikTok, and it's like a girl like saying something. It's like somebody who's cute, and then they just say something totally dumb. My favorite is whenever there's a TikTok like that, and then some guy like I guess adds on to the end. They're like, nobody cares. Well, did you know? And then they say like a relevant piece of news. That kind of cracks me up. Um,
Yeah,
but
like
yeah, it's just
yeah, I just know it mostly from like stuff you send me, and then from what you like, and then from Alyssa because she's all about that.
and then fucking guys these days. They're just all TikToks of them like kind of looking slightly feminine, humping the air.
I mean, I would say that could be anything. That's a lot. As long as there's been internet, there's been thirst traps.
Yeah, and I will say I believe that was going on in Vine, but I think we were well, not us, but the royal us, as you say, was like humping a couch or something. Which, to be honest, I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, we can't. So stuff like that we can't really say. It's just different versions of that. Um, I the only thing I'll say for like 100% certainty, if there's like a TikTok challenge, I know for a fact that's gonna be stupid
Or dangerous, or dangerous.
and or dangerous. Exactly. Anything else is like probably won't like it, but I'll potentially give it a chance. Challenge? Oh fuck that! No, I'm not even gonna entertain that.
Like this last, well, I don't even think this was the last one, but it's that fucking devious lick challenge.
Oh God,
Fucking hey,
Jesus Christ! Oh, I remember that.
that's a good way to get a record.
Yeah, potentially let me commit a potential felony just to get 10 views. Yeah.
And some of the shit's stupid, like like not cool, but like not like somebody stealing the clock out of the classroom. Dick move, kind of funny.
Yeah, that's like okay, that's exactly what you said, dick move, but it's not gonna end anything bad. Someone stole a toilet. I saw that.
Yeah, somebody stole a toilet, somebody stole a sink, somebody stole the little hand sanitizer dispenser, which to
I
be
will,
honest, good move.
yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna
good
say
bad move, but
which is stupid, but also part of me is like that's kind of impressive. Not gonna lie.
yeah.
Like, how do you get
How do
out
you
of
get
there
out of the
with
toilet?
that?
You had
Yeah,
to
like
bring you had to bring tools to class to steal
yeah,
a
that's what I'm
toilet.
saying. Like, it's fucking stupid. I
You had to
stand by
turn off
that.
the water.
But yeah, it's oh, maybe they did it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I don't
yeah,
know. That's one of those things. Like, it's stupid. That's so stupid. But also, part of me is like, that's really impressive. How did you pull that off? Like, I kind of want to know.
yeah, yeah. I don't. That's
Don't
an
recommend
interesting
it.
one.
Yeah, but like also, yeah, it's just one of those things like morbid curiosity. Like, it's stupid. Don't you ever
Oh,
do that? But let me know how you did it. Just this once.
yeah, yeah. Pretty
Uh,
much. I mean, hey, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. What graphics card do you have? Do you have a Nvidia or do you have a Ryzen like a AMD style?
you know, I'm pretty sure it's a Ryzen. I don't know, man. I see numbers, and at that point, that's the Matrix to me. Like, let's see here. Let me info system info. We have got. Where are you? There's the processor. Processor is Ryzen.
I think you have a better process. I think you have like the 1600X or something.
Let's see. I'm just to say these numbers because again, I have no idea what these things are.
Okay.
AMD Ryzen 5, 3600, 6-core processor, 3593 megahertz, 6-core, 12 logical processors.
Okay, yeah. So I have a Ryzen 5 1500X. So I got a quad core. So you got, I guess, two more cores,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
mine
yeah.
runs at 3500 megahertz. So you said it runs at 3596,
3593, yeah.
93. Okay, and then also I have eight logical processors instead of 12.
Okay, so it's maybe like half a tier or a tier above yours, maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't. Because I'm more in tune, I guess, with the Intel side of things
Hmm.
and the NVIDIA side of things. Like I know, like if somebody says, "Oh, I got a NVIDIA, 1080," like, oh, that's an older graphics card, but that's like the top of the line for that, you know.
Right.
Whereas if somebody says I got a RX, whatever the fuck, 3600X, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
No, yeah, these are just numbers. I'm just like, I just go like, oh, impressive, or like, it's all right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I got it in 2020. So, and then the biggest like not criticism was it like the best review I could find of it was any games up to this point it can play pretty well. So I'm like, all right, good enough for me.
Yeah, I don't think mine's even saying what kind of I mean, I know what kind of graphics card I have, but it's not telling me.
No, yeah, when it comes to this kind of stuff, like I think, yeah, when I have like younger family members come over, they're like they see the computer, like, oh, it looks cool. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, it was cheap. And they said it was good though for the price, so I got it.
Let me see. I'm still looking. I'm looking to see where I can even
Find it.
find. Yeah,
It should be like system information.
I didn't. Let me
Yes,
see.
yeah, just type that into the bar. Oh God, we're sounding like fucking boomers bitching about TikTok now, telling each other how to find stuff on the computer. This is just gonna turn into old men rambling.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Sorry, everybody.
It's fine. There'll be
Let's
some people
see.
who are like, yes, yes, I agree, sir.
Yeah, man. Did we talk about how our stuff's on YouTube now? At least some of it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we've gotten to it to some point. So yeah, let's well first, uh, thank you to anyone who's listening to us. We appreciate the support. This has just really been a hobby for us, trying to keep in touch and you know, revisit some old games, just talk about movies too, just any kind of form of media.
Hmm.
We are obviously on Spotify. That's where you can find us at Two Unrelated Brothers. And yes, you did mention this before, but this is a very recent uh, development. You ended up making our own YouTube channel.
Yes, and it is under J&J Productions. I remember actually talking about this.
It's okay.
um, yeah, but it's kind of weird. I search, J&J Productions,
Mhm.
and it doesn't pop up. It's not even close. Like I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't pop up. So, uh, it's gonna be kind of rough. I don't know. Because I figure, with YouTube, like, anybody who's listening can, um, leave messages or talk it for the good and for the bad, right? You could say you fucking suck a bag of dicks, or you can say, hey, this is pretty good, keep working out on it or whatever.
Mhm.
But I figured there'd be a little more interaction, and then I figure whereas Spotify, I don't think advertises our podcast, if any, or at all. YouTube, I feel like somebody could go through a long rabbit hole of YouTube videos, and next thing you know, they may find our video.
Yeah.
So that was just my uh thinking behind it, I guess.
No, it's always good to branch out. You put your hand in so many things because it's not like we're like stretching thin or nothing. It's just the same content on a different platform. You know, the mindset is there, but it's the YouTube algorithm, man. As anyone who does it will tell you, it's a cruel mistress.
Yeah, like some people, like they go live in a van, and next thing you know, their first video has 1 million views.
Yeah, other people do like videos, great effort into videos for 10 years and nothing.
Yeah,
It's luck. It's luck.
yeah, it is. But so yeah, so far we have our first 4 episodes up. I'm gonna put our fifth and sixth hopefully somewhere up here soon. I would like to have our whole catalog on YouTube, and I'd like to add them as as we go on, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. It's always good to like keep it current. Like you said, you never know. Someone might go down that rabbit hole, and you know, crazier things have happened. But at the end of the day, it's just still fun just to do.
Yeah, this is definitely something we just do for fun, right? It gives us a reason. Like I wouldn't ever really played Black Mesa or even looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be trying to play old PS2 games with few exceptions. I do enjoy
Right.
like Shell Shock Nam 67 or The Punisher, but I'm not gonna go and I don't know, go revisit Scarface just because. So,
No, yeah. I said it's a good little thing to uh let's say fall back on. But it gives you like a little extra motivation to try out those things again. Or something else that you've always wanted to but just never got around to.
yeah, that and in this busy life, it kind of gives us like, hey, we got to sit down and talk this week.
Yeah, that's never a
You
bad
know,
thing.
so
And
yeah,
especially now where
yes,
like that's probably be like the best mode of communication.
yeah. It's a dangerous world. The Omicron, what'd you say,
Damn.
Persei 8?
Omicron per CIA, damn you learn. So this is I cannot wait for the day where we can look back on around this time and go, man, that was a fucking time, wasn't it, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it really has been.
Yeah,
I
what a
mean, it
weird fucking thing. I mean, I guess every generation has their thing. It's definitely a
seems like
strange one.
every 100 years we have a something bad, like plague or not plague, but sickness. Every 100 years, I think we had one in like 1920 and 1820, like in all like every 100 years for the last maybe 300 years.
Yeah, remember when Ebola was gonna kill us?
Yes, that's such a great name too. Like if you get sick
God,
from
Ebola.
Ebola, yeah,
It just sounds rough. I mean, it is rough, but if you didn't know what it was, you just go, "Ooh, that doesn't sound good," and it's not.
yeah, it sounds like you're gonna die of somebody slapping their nuts on your head just repeatedly.
Sure, that's some kind of form of torture and or kink. Definitely both.
Definitely both. I agree. Man, shit. I mean, do you have anything else really?
Not really. I mean, it's been a slow week. I guess that's good and bad, but yeah, hopefully this time it picks up again. We can start dipping our hands into different kinds of games, new and old. I mean, like I said, it was a busier time for me than usual since I was getting ready to finally head back into work. This is actually the first episode I've recorded, like being back full time. All of this has been me at home or like working part time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, the injury was most definitely a curse. But there's a silver lining to it. It's like I've got so much time to kill, and they're like, well, hey, let's start this then. So in that way, it worked out.
Yeah. Now we got a groove. So we actually recorded episode 13 first. This is episode 12. So yeah. So I mean, we're pretty deep. We're 13 episodes deep.
We're doing good. We're doing good. And like I said, we've started getting, like I said, already night and day between this and the first one. But even something like from the fifth episode, even every episode, you can kind of just tell getting the hang of it.
Our last week in gaming actually had the most views. It has like
That's somewhat disappointing because,
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna bitch about it. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like, man, you just put so much time into like putting notes and research into stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I've done this for 10 hours and nothing, but it's like you think like I'm doing this a lot, and here it's just like kind of shooting this shit. I mean, I feel like that happens a lot with people who do stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, so it actually has not so many views now, but that's because I had to re-upload it because it's the episode that he uploaded was corrupted.
Oh yeah, that
The
was
Skype file. Yeah. So yeah. Well, luckily, I think this new graphics card, which I bought used, so this is I think this is a $60, not graphics card. I'm sorry, network card. I bought for
Mhm.
I bought for maybe $30, and it was 60 originally, and it's got the 5 gigahertz band, 2.5 gigahertz band, and then a Bluetooth as well. So I got to take out my Bluetooth dongle. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got it all.
Yeah, no, I've had a not even like a drop in quality. So I think yeah, it's working out pretty well for you.
Nice. This kind of sucks that was the issue because I bought that network card when I first made this computer like so many years ago.
Right.
So it's
No,
good to see that
well,
now it's good.
yeah, it's good. Who knows? Maybe it'll be my turn to upgrade next.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know because if you got like a badass graphics card, I'll buy it off of you. Because it's really hard to find graphics cards now.
Yeah, like I said, man, productions with everything it's been pretty slow.
Well, not only that, mining, man. Everybody's been buying them up for mining.
Oh, yeah, that's true. God damn you miners.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. But yeah, it sucks balls.
It'll get out of it. It'll go back to normal eventually. Eventually.
One day.
One of these days, I swear, it's gonna be true. Just keep saying
Yeah.
it's like predicting the apocalypse. If you just keep predicting it, one day it's gonna be right.
And don't tell the don't tell the fanatics then.
No, no, for sure.
Well, man, I think this has been a good episode. Um, shit, I gotta go and cook some food.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Alyssa's getting upset that I've taken a little longer than I anticipated.
Ooh, tell her sorry.
Nah, it's all good. She likes when I do stuff. It works out for everyone. But yeah, I should probably get it up ready to start making dinner too.
All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for listening. I know this was a rambling everywhere. We went from Mexico to Black Mesa to TikTok to being young boomers to everywhere. But thank y'all for sticking around and this. Thank you for your time. And everybody be safe. You got the COVID and crazy drivers and just nut jobs out there. So please, please, please be safe. And I love all you guys. Thank y'all for listening. And lastly, I love you, bro.
Like Jerry said, take care of y'all. It's crazy ass time out there, but man, it'll get better. So love you, brother. Take care and be good, y'all. See ya.
See ya.